Jaissle giving us our first victory of pre-season with a 2-1 win in Valencia. And before I get too carried away, obviously playing against 10 men after that awful tackle by Jose Gaya. But there are some definite positive signs, and there are some things in here that I want to pick the bones of through this game. Management, youth players, change of system, everything we have been crying out for as Newcastle fans for the last year. I'm super excited. It fills me with hope for the season. If you're new around here, I'm Adam. This is Two for Joy. Get down there, like, hype, subscribe, do all the good things, but most of all, hit me up in the comments. I really want to know from everybody what you think of Matthias Jaissle, these new young players, and what looks like a new era, a new dawn for Newcastle. Let's get into it. So before I get too carried away with the result and the performance, I want to touch on the Gaya issue. Obviously, absolute fucking head loss from Jose Gaya, captain of Valencia, and a terrible tackle on Anthony Elanga that sparked fury on the 30th minute. And I'm not surprised. It's a reckless challenge. He'd already made one shit one on Willock in the penalty area, which I felt was a penalty, clear cut. What the guy's doing, I have absolutely no idea. A seasoned professional losing his head in a pre-season friendly is just absolutely ridiculous. But Newcastle started really well, and I felt like the style was really the main thing, trying to fit this new system, the 4-2-3-1 with a double pivot. I felt like Bamba and Ramsey, originally when I saw the lineup, I was excited because I've got really high hopes for Bamba. I think this kid's going to be a sensational talent. He looks a little bit not quite up to the fitness levels yet. The physicality I don't really have a worry with. The tackling I don't have a worry with. And his positioning. He looks very confident, very almost blasé with the ball. And I quite like the style of him. I think he's going to be a real shithouse is what I'm saying. And that excites me because that's what I want from my midfield. But conceding the goal 4 minutes in, I felt we were unlucky. We didn't press the ball. We looked like we got caught out early in the game, a little bit asleep. And poor old Lucas Hornacek, who I felt had a really good game otherwise, just couldn't quite get his fingertips. It was a great goal from Valencia. But after that, we were much more front-footed, much more progressive going forward, some good balls in behind, more willingness to run in behind, which is what I like to see. The counter press from the front looked particularly encouraging, and I felt like the first half, if I had to kind of put a label on it, I felt like the first half we were kind of let down by the mainstays in this team rather than the youth players. I felt like the youth players played really well. They get a good account of themselves playing against a seasoned Valencia side, if anything. And big credit to Leo Shahar, Miradrag Pivas, Aladji Bamba. And then obviously our front line. It looked a little bit disjointed at times. I felt Anthony Elanga looked really sharp to start. But I'm not sure how this dynamic of Nick Voltemade with Willock in front will work. I felt like Nick Voltemade never really quite got into this game. And I'm really hopeful we'll see more from him this season. Because I do believe he's a talent. And I felt like Harvey Barnes never really got into this game either. And we kind of dwindled off in the first half. I think that tackle probably lost our momentum and started to players kind of lost focus after seeing Anthony Elanga butchered by Jose Gaya. But as we rolled into the second half and some changes made, and this is where I felt this game came alive, if I'm honest, I have to give it to him. Steur, for me, the absolute star of this game. He has been the star of this team over the first 3 pre-season games. Sean Steur looks like a really composed individual. He's really encouraging. He's technically excellent. He's very composed. He reads the game well. He holds the ball well. He's excellent passing. I could watch this kid all day because he looks like a serious midfield talent, and he looks like the kind of kid that if he develops, we've got an absolute gem on our hands, and we need to make sure that he goes under the radar, becomes the star that we want him to become without being poached away. Or if he is poached away, it's for a huge fee, like an absolutely colossal fee. Because he could be the replacement of this midfield. He could be the engineer, the curator in the middle of the park. And I feel like he's got the talent to do it if we nurture him correctly. And that second half gave me real excitement, huge positives. Yoane Wissa, a brace for Yoane Wissa. I'm so pleased for him. After the pre-season video where I felt like he looked completely reinvigorated from last season. Looks like a totally different player. He looks like a new signing, like an absolutely brand new signing. And along with him and Bazamana Touré coming on the left-hand side, who I felt had a really decent performance for the minutes that he got. And he looks exciting. He looks like he offers us something similar to Anthony Gordon. Obviously, with the pace, and he's electric getting in behind. I love that he laid the ball off to Wissa and didn't try and take the glory at the end of the game. A real team player. He's excellent. He's very direct. He's exciting. Gets to the byline, puts good crosses in. He offers something explosive down that left-hand side, which we've lost in Gordon and look to have replaced. But yeah, huge positives with, I've got to be honest, Yoane Wissa, Anthony Elanga, Malick Thiaw, Jacob Ramsey, looking like they're all coming in as new signings. And then, obviously, our actual new signings. Hornacek, I thought, had a really decent performance. I love that he looked so assured coming out of his box and clearing the ball. I love that he can play with his feet. My God, why is it nice to see a goalkeeper that can play with his feet rather than seeing Nick Pope. And his confidence will come, It's very encouraging signs. Most of all, I'd say the young guys really showed in this game. And I want to give a big shout out. Henry Johnson signing his first professional contract, being given the faith to come into this starting lineup by Matthias Jaissle. And I thought he looked really comfortable as a centre-back. And he pinged like a Fabian Schär style 40-yard ball out to Bazamana Touré. And at that point, I thought, we've got a player. We've got a player here. As a centre-back, really exciting to see a player come in and sign their first professional contract and Matthias Jaissle give him the chance to play in the starting lineup. A far cry from what we'd seen under Eddie Howe. But what I would say is the squad looks a little jaded. We look like we need to build some fitness. Whether that's the heat, whether that's Jaissle's demanding 4 days of training, or whether it's just trying to learn this system, it will come in time. I do feel there is a big job for Jaissle here with trying to knock the Eddie Howe out of this team, is what I want to say. Because certain players in this team, particularly the mainstays, Jacob Murphy, Joe Willock, Sven Botman, Harvey Barnes, even Joel Linton, all look still like a little bit Eddie Howe styled. They look a little bit off it. They don't look like they're quite ready to change into something new. And if they're not, then we should be looking to move them on, because the winning mentality that I believe that Jaissle will bring to this team and instill as a philosophy is the most important thing. And I'm really happy for him to come into this game and take a win, whether it's against 10 men or not. the most important thing is to take a win and build some confidence. And the message that we are putting out to the team to play with a bit of freedom, to go forward, to not feel the pressure and constraint, and be more aggressive, be more progressive, be more fearless, be more competitive in every action of the game. And I really feel like this is the key takeaway from this. It's minutes in the legs. It's don't judge it too soon. It's let it grow. But it's fantastic to see us get a win, regardless of how it's come. And it's really nice to see smiles on those players' faces. Like I say, let me know in the comments what you think. I will probably have a look at some of the other stuff tomorrow. But like, subscribe, do all the good things. And I just want to say thank you to the members. I've popped your names up at the end. Thanks very much, guys. And I'll see you in the next one.